Hey guys, so I'm sure a few of you have been wondering about Chris, and he's out, so you're not going to hear too much from him. But not too long ago, we saw some pictures from a play that Chris is apparently doing. It's not an actual play; it's a bunch of pictures that he drew, and they're all going to be put together in a cohesive story. Now, people have been wondering, is this Chris? Is it someone else? Oh, Chris has never delved into biblical stuff. The dude thinks he's literally Jesus. Need I say more? As for the drawing, he was in jail. He wasn't at home where he had too many distractions with his, My Little Pony and Legos. In jail, one, he had a limited supply of paper because he got like some kind of allowance, I think. So, but he had to use that on his food, his drinks, and whatever else. So he didn't have an unlimited supply of pens and paper. So naturally, his line work and everything probably had to improve because every piece of paper was precious. Because if he messed up, he'd have to waste another piece. And that's one less piece of paper he had until the next month or whatever. So his line work, and and considering Chris doesn't draw with pencil, he always draws with pens. If he screws up with the pen, if he was home, he could just crumple it up, throw it away. But in jail, you're not that lucky. So his line work and everything, he had to improve. It's just kind of a necessity. He just had to because one, he didn't have an endless source of pens and paper, and he had nothing else to do. He didn't have his distractions, his Legos, his video games, and everything else. So he drew, I'm sure, and drew these. And one of the most hilarious ones, I think. First, I don't know why I find this so funny, but it's this one. To pass the time in jail, Chris has been writing a lot. In addition to many other pieces, he has written an incredibly extensive play titled The Life and Times of Jesus Christ. Chris has directed it to be narrated and made cohesive via video, with us going so far as to hire a voice actor. Um, the play itself will be released shortly. Chris drew pictures to illustrate and accompany the narration. This is one of those pictures. Christine Christine has stated that the play was recorded to DVD and was a bestseller in Quickville. The performance itself was written and acted for the citizens in 2005, authored by Angelica Rosechew. In this drawing, American President George W. Bush, I don't know why I find that so funny, watches the DVD. Maybe, I mean, that's at the time, but I just, today in 2023, seeing him drawing George W. Bush, and just, it was funny though. DVD laughing at a scene depicting the disciple Peter being led to walk on water with Jesus. Christine has drawn a couple of angles of this, which will be listed shortly. So, what could go wrong with my footing? So, as you can see, most of the time, Chris, and if you go back to his other drawings, he just draws with pen. He, I don't know why he would not just draw with pencil first and then outline. That's what most smart people do. You have that rough draft of it, and then once you've got it the way you want, then you go out and outline everything and do the shading and all that. But Chris doesn't do it that way. He just draws everything in pen. He just does everything in pen. Um, so, but he has a lot more than the last time. Um, I could swear I saw in the mind and soul of Jesus Christ Chan Sonichu Prime herself and a recovery from a viral pandemic, Russia bullying Ukraine, and Donald Trump condemned. It's like some of these, it's like normally how he draws people, we're so used to it, but again, he didn't have unlimited pens and paper. He had to make every, you know, line count. He had to make every piece of paper count. I mean, I don't know how much this stuff cost in jail for him, but in addition to his Fanta addiction, come on. Um, so I'm interested to see what becomes of this. Come on. Lavish Sonichu at the Ultimate Emerald Shrine. Year 121 BC, January 7th. I freed the sinners. Time to announce my return. And again, people would say, oh, he's never dealt. The dude thinks he's Jesus. The dude thinks he's literally Jesus. So I don't want to hear anything about, oh, you never, the Bible. And, you know, being in jail, I'm sure, has opened his mind to different religions. Apparently, he had like a Quran and all that. Sure, he was. I mean, knowing Chris, he's so egotistical and so narcissistic that he probably read through the Bible and picked out certain phrases or whatever that he thinks, oh, well, that applies to me. I'm doing this and dimensional merge and this and that, and all that fits me too. I must be literally Jesus. So again, the dude thinks he's Jesus, not a reincarnation, not pretending to be. No, he thinks he's literally Jesus. Like the Son of God, Jesus. So I wouldn't put it past him. But the fact of that we have more pictures now, I don't know how long this play again, it's not an actual play. It's not going to be people acting this out. This is the play right here. It's all pictures, and it's going to be put together in like a slideshow, and it's going to be narrated, which I would never do that. That's ridiculous. We gods and goddesses are always among all of you, including I. Keep faith and have no doubt within. I I'm a little concerned about that. It looks very suggestive. We're always among you. Ugh, it gets me hard. Gets me hard just thinking about it. Like like this right here. This is something I guarantee you he was doing this and he freaking knocked over his drink like the freaking klutz he is. Wait, let's see. Maybe he has a heavy discoloration is present as Christina's jaws were affected after wash. So apparently Chris washed his hands and then handled such moron. Which, I mean, depending on how. I mean, it's smeared right there. I mean, I could maybe see that. I don't know, like fingers over there, but I don't see how. I mean, I've handled, accidentally spilled or, picked it up, picked paper up like homework or whatever, and it didn't smear like this. So I don't know what he had to do to make it smear like that, but It's Chris. Finds a way. He getting sent to horny jail? Oh. Bonk. I baptize you, Jesus. May you be blessed. Oh, he's gonna send to horny jail. I speak well and true that I have indeed returned to guide all of you with the best of my powers, abilities, and skills. Oh, Chris, you're so amazing and thoughtful. Seems like another one of those. Martha, Jesus, what has happened? I thank you for hearing me always, but in witness of those I've told with faith and goodness, so they believe you have sent me, I pray. Lazarus, come forth. He just oh yeah, the DVD that's in Quickfill. The Life and Times of Jesus Christ, an all Sonichu Rosechu cast by Angelica Rosechu, featuring Sonichu Prime as Jesus. I mean, this is how Chris is. You'll see it in like Sonichu. He tries to put as much text as possible. Uh, so like you'll have if you've seen Sonichu, you'll have the panels, and normally there's just small dialogue boxes. But for Chris, he'll write entire freaking paragraphs, and sometimes it'll take up the whole page, and you don't know who's saying it. You don't because it's just text that he wrote. Not you can't really tell where it's coming from. It's just he tries to fit so much wording because it's almost like he feels like if he doesn't, people aren't going to understand it. But he puts so much text into a small area, and that's one thing I've called out before because he did that when I was reading the Sonichu. I think I only did like one or two videos on it. But I said the same thing then. That was like last year, a year before that. I don't remember. But I said that's one thing with Chris is he tries to fit so much text into a small amount of space, and it's just ridiculous. Um, like you see these, it's just like all that text. Greetings, Jesus, O Lord of Lords. Go fuck yourself, Chris. But yeah, I figured you guys could use a little update with this play. Again, it's not a real play. There's no real humans going on in this. It's pictures that Chris apparently drew that it's going to be made into like a slideshow and narrated. That's the play. So, I know some people are probably felt like the last time that I was like, "Oh, this is clickbait." No, I never said it was an actual play. And I even said in that video that it even says I even read out the description. It says over here the play itself and this we directed and narrated, made into a cohesive via video. Uh, Going as far as to hire voice actor, and I said, "Oh yeah, I wouldn't even stoop that low." So for some reason, I'm sure people thought I was like clickbaiting when I said the play. It's not a act. It's a play. It's not an actual play, but yeah, this is uh just some more that they added because it's not Chris. I don't think Chris can really do much. He got out of jail and no one really knows where he is or what he's doing because he's probably doing what his lawyers told him. Just laying low, keeping his mouth shut. because every time he opens his mouth, he just makes himself look worse. He's got another court case in August, so he probably just has to stay out of trouble till then. So, but again, while he was in jail, he didn't have his My Little Pony, he didn't have his Legos, he didn't have his video games, he didn't have any of that. He had limited paper and he had limited pens or ink essentially. So his drawings had to improve. Obviously, he's still not a great artist, but he had to make do with what he had. Again, when you're drawing in pen, you're more likely to mess up. And if he's at home, he could just crumple it up, throw it, get another piece of paper. But it's a little hard to come by in jail. Again, he only gets a limited amount of money. He's buying his Fanta, he's buying his food. So he had to improve. And if it does turn out to be someone else, then it'd be ridiculous that they went through all this just to, but yeah, just figured you guys want to see because I came on here and I saw that there was more and I was like, huh, interesting. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.